Let's bring in Frankie Corrado. So 6 losses in a row, Frankie. 5 of those by 3 goals. The Leafs now 10 points out of a playoff spot. They fit the definition of a cellar, but how deep does this teardown need to go?
And pretty much everyone besides Austin Matthews, William Nylander, and Matthew Nyes. Like, everyone else should be on the table for where the Toronto Maple Leafs are at right now. And if you want to copy a model, copy the Boston Bruins model from last season, where they made about 5 or 6 transactions that helped set them up for success this season. Whether it was Brad Marchand, which was an underwhelming return, but then it was players like Charlie Coyle, Justin Brazeau, Trent Frederick, and of course, Brandon Carlo, who goes to Toronto. And of course, we know how that deal went. Fraser Minton playing great for the Boston Bruins. Plus, they get Toronto's first-round pick. So if you're the Leafs, you're looking at all your UFAs, mandatory out the door. If you want to re-sign them, talk about that in the offseason, but you have to get something for those players. Even a guy who's an RFA like Matias Michelli, mandatory that you find a new home for him. And then some players that have some term and some trade protection, you have to have those conversations, whether it's Max Domi, whether it's Morgan Riley. This is all about Toronto setting themselves up for a quick turnaround next season, full well understanding that there's nothing that can be done this season to turn this team around. They have to punt on this year, and they have to move the UFAs and have conversations with other players with term about bringing something back in return.
There's so much blame to go around, Frankie. Some point at the players, some the coach, some the general manager. If the Leafs are taking your advice, is Brad Treliving the general manager you think should be in charge here of making these changes?
It's an interesting question because he's never really gone through anything like this in his career. Like with the Calgary Flames, he's always been in charge with building that team up and made a trade at the time, the Matthew Tkachuk deal, that was supposed to keep Calgary in a playoff fight. Bringing in Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Weegar on paper wasn't a bad trade, but the results weren't great for Calgary after that. So now here in Toronto, Brad Treliving comes into town trying to keep this team on the precipice of making the playoffs every year and to take it over the edge, be a team that's ready for playoff hockey. Well, that hasn't been the case, and now it's a little messy, and he has to clean it up. I will say this. If Brad Treliving can accept, and Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment can accept where they are at and understand that these are the moves that need to happen for this group, then by all means, go ahead, see it through, see what you can do about it. But if for a second there's hesitation on that, and they want to keep throwing things at this group as constructed, and see if that works, see if you can still be in the fight this season, then no, there's no way you can do it. You have to accept where the team is at this season. So once they accept where the team is at, let's see if you can put the pieces together and make the necessary moves.
Tough decisions to be made and not a lot of time to make them. The trade deadline now just 5 weeks away.